Some say, why vi? I say, why not? Do you realize literally the best way to kill a frog is to literally just turn the heat up little by little slowly until it's boiling. And you know what happens so slow, he doesn't even know. His heart rate gets speed up. He ends up dying before he's able to jump out the water. Unfortunately, you know what? A lot of times that's the same way it is with a lot of people with a job. You know what? They don't realize they get a job, they get out of college, it's more money than they had before. They go ahead and get an apartment or they share it with somebody else. Then outside of that, they get a car and they get a mortgage after they start moving up the corporate ladder. After the first 5 years in a career, they go ahead and start moving up the corporate ladder. Then all of a sudden they get a house, they get a car, and they start a family. And they think everything's going great for the first 5 to 10 years. Then after the first 10 years, they go, you know what? They start to realize, man, you know what? The money that they had isn't panned out to be everything they thought. And then after that, what happens? You know what happens. They start trying to go ahead and take on a second job, or they have their spouse take on a second job. And now all of a sudden they got 3 incomes just to be able to provide for one family. Then the kids get older and they have a few more kids. They start thinking, you know what? Life is expensive because we got these kids. But the truth is, you didn't realize you were that frog in that boiling water, and they've just been turning up slowly. You go, HD, why you say that? Because of income tax, insurance, interest, and guess what? Last but not least, inflation. Now, taxes you're used to paying because you have to pay it 3 times a year anytime you get paid, or guess what? You have to go ahead and pay it every time you go buy something, then every April. But outside of that, did you know that guess what? The interest or interest rate on your house, interest rate on your car, the interest rate on your school loans, and last but not least, the insurance for all of that and above, including medical. Most people go, oh, well, that's just the way it is in life. Is it? But guess what? It's inflation that got you being cooked just like a little frog. You didn't even realize. A little trick of all the rich people, they went ahead and created a second income. Yes, right? A second income. A second income what? A second income in which you know nothing about. It's called residual income. Hello. It's called passive income. You go, hello. You go, HD, that's so cliche. We hear about that anytime we hear people about making money. But did they ever tell you that they have a second tax bracket? One for the rich, one for the poor, one for those who are employees, and one for those who actually go ahead and create jobs. You know, if you're a creator, you're rewarded in life. You're always created to be you're always rewarded to be a creator. But the problem is, it's always those who are literally trying to go ahead and just have access of what's been created that they got to pay the most. You go, why is that? I don't know. It's just the way it is. So here's the thing. Unless you want to keep being a frog that's going to get boiled and all of a sudden you end up being 50 years old, you go, oh, babe, we got to go ahead and get rid of our house. You know, kids are in here. We don't need a house this big anymore. Then the next thing you know, you want to start downsizing your house. Then you want to go ahead and keep your old car. Then all of a sudden, you guess what? You're getting older and you go, oh, the company you work for, they go, oh, you know what? We're downsizing. We're going to go ahead and just keep younger employees. You know, people who can go through changes. They're young, they're hip. And you know what? You start thinking about how you just dedicated the last 20 or 30 years of your life. And then all of a sudden, what happened? Oh, that's right. 10 to 15 years away from retirement. You get laid off. Little did you know it was a game that you were playing that you were never going to win. Why? Because there's 4 income drains. I told you already. Income tax, interest, insurance, and inflation. Inflation doubles the price of the cost of living every 10 years. First 10 years, no big deal. You're making $100,000. But after 10 years, you needed $200 just to have the same cost of living, being able to have the same amount of money, to be able to spend on the same things you're doing the first 10 years. But then after, guess what, 20 years? Whoo! Now you needed 4 times that amount of money. Oh my goodness. After 30 years, you needed 8 times that money. And then, sad but not least, if you were only at $100,000 after the first year, you needed $200,000 after the 10 years. You needed $400,000 after 20 years. You needed $800,000 after 30 years. And for you to retire at 40 years after working, you would have had to have what? That's right, $1.6 million. And you wonder, HD, why is it so hard to go ahead and get by and make a living in life? Because I told you already. You guys are on the wrong tax system. So if you want to know why VYB, you want to know why HD is so hard and going ahead and pressing the fact that you need entrepreneurship, you need a side hustle, you need an opportunity to be able to learn how to monetize your genius. I didn't say you had to go join network, and I didn't say you needed to go and get into one of those pyramids, but what I said is you need to start your own business. And VYB is the only company in which I know that gives you an opportunity to monetize your genius, start your own business, be able to sell your own product, your own service, your own knowledge, your own skill set. And the best part about it is they connect you with professionals who are making 6, 7, 8 figures a year. And on top of that, combined with technology, it is the only way to go. And so next time you start going, you know what? It just seems like, guess what? We keep running out of money before the end of the month. Think about HD Rhodes. DM me so I can go ahead and show you how to get financially free.